Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609, just leaving Kingsland, Texas, on the way to Marble Falls to buy groceries. But what I want to talk about is, now that I have lived in a 2019 Casita Freedom Deluxe 17-footer for a full month and have traveled in it a little bit, a few times, and hooked it up and unhooked it, and actually been living in it full time, because that's the only home I have is my Casita. But anyway, here we go. Starting from the front of the Casita and the vehicle where you hook up, I'm going to make the assumption, and assumption is the mother of all mistakes, but I'm going to make the assumption that you have a towing package on your tow vehicle, okay? For the receiver hitch, you need to contact Casita to be sure that you get the right size ball with the right size shank, because they require a 2-inch hitch ball with a 1-inch shank. If you don't know what the shank is, do a Google search and find out. Also, you can call Casita and ask them if they have those parts available, so that when you get there, if you need a different type of thing that goes in your receiver, you know, they have the drop downs, the straight outs, and different things to get your Casita level with your vehicle. Then I would recommend, if they have it, buy it there. They'll do. It'll be a little bit more expensive, big deal, but you'll get the right stuff. You won't have to worry about making a mistake. Okay, that takes care of getting it hooked up to the vehicle. Next thing, you're going to have a 7-pin connector that connects to the vehicle, and that allows for the trailer lights and the trailer brakes. Do you need a brake controller? Yes. The RV comes with electric trailer brakes. The RV, the controller that you'll put in your vehicle, you can get them from anywhere from $130 and up, $130 and up. And you can get that installed there, probably, I don't know, at Casita, but you can have it done somewhere else, or you can even do it yourself if you know how to do stuff like that. Okay, now we've got that all done. Do you need a sway bar? Well, that's up to you. I don't use a sway bar when I'm towing my Casita, and I've towed it about 600 miles, and some of that's been on Interstate 37 with trucks zipping by, no problem, and some of it has been on 2-lane roads, and so forth, no problem at all. So I don't use a sway bar. I do not use a load leveling system. I don't recommend it for the Casita because it only weighs 2,450 pounds. It's not that heavy, but it's your choice. If you want the load leveling system and the sway bar and make hooking up and unhooking a nightmare, that's your choice. For me, I'm into keeping it simple. Okay, so now we've got the Casita hooked up, now, or unhooked, however you want to look at it. And now let's go up to the front door. Remember this, the front door, or the entry door on the Casita, is a smaller door than most entry doors on travel trailers or any other RV. They're smaller. So when you get ready to get in, can you bump your head? Yep. When you get ready to come out, can you bump your head? Yeah. And on the new Casitas, they've even added a little rubber bumper across the door, so that when you exit, if you bump your head, at least you'll hit it on something that's forgiving. Okay. Have I bumped my head? I did a couple of. It only takes a few lessons and you got it. Okay. I mean, you'll learn real quick on that. I have one entry step. You know, mine. I didn't get the rising package, or the package that raises it higher with the larger tires and all that stuff, because I'm not going out boondocking, you know, anymore. I may go to some public lands occasionally, but I'm not going to go down rutted forest roads, nor am I going to go down rutted roads to public land. That's out, and for several reasons. One is the drain pipes on the Casita don't have a lot of clearance from Mother Earth, from the ground. Okay, so you don't want to get those knocked off or damaged. So just avoid that. But anyway, now that we've got in the entry door and we bumped our head for the first time, and learned that we shouldn't do that, to the right is a wardrobe, a closet where you can hang clothes. It's very deep. You can put a lot of stuff in the bottom. And for me, there's plenty of room for hanging clothes, and also I added a shoe organizer, a closet shoe organizer, which I roll up t-shirts, underwear, socks, and put that in there, and that's all safe space for other things in the RV. There's ample storage space for one person. For two people, you may have to use your vehicle. Anyway, then we go past the little wardrobe on the right, and then we come to the wet bath. The wet bath has some interesting features. It's got two little storage compartments right at where the shower head is, where you can put your shampoo and stuff like that. That's fine. And then to the left, as you're facing that shower head, to the left is a little sink. And, could you use that for shaving? Yeah, you could, but I don't. I use it. I kind of take a birdie bath to get started when I'm doing a shower, like wash my face and stuff. But then I use the shower and go on. And then underneath that little sink is a storage compartment that is not totally waterproof. At least mine isn't. It's probably supposed to be, but mine isn't. And so therefore, I have a large sponge in mine that soaks up a little water. And, and I just leave the door open when I'm not taking a shower, and that way it evaporates, and that all works out pretty good. Next thing in the shower, of course, it's a foot flush toilet, and you don't have to shut the shower door to take a shower. At least I don't. The way I do it is I get inside the shower and I wet the wall, get some water from that little sink, and I wet the wall on, at the bottom on both sides and on the side on one side, so that the shower curtain will adhere to that wet wall, and you seal it that way. You can take a shower. You don't get any water out on the floor at all. It's completely waterproof that way. The shower is not that tall. I'm 6'1", maybe about 6'1", and it's about 5'8" in the shower, so I can't stand completely, but it's okay. I mean, I've gotten better at it, so that's a non-issue now. Now, when I come out of the shower, I have shower, what do you call them? Mats. Instead of having regular mats in the RV, I've got 3 shower mats. One as you step out of the shower, and then another one and another one. And so as I'm drying off, I just move from one to the other, and then that way all that moisture that's coming off my body or whatever is absorbed by those little mats and eventually evaporates, because they're memory foam mats, and they work very well. Next thing, refrigerator. Refrigerator's 4 cubic foot electric, propane, and 12 volt. Now, when you're traveling, towing your Casita, I would recommend that if it's going to be a tow of less than 4 hours, that you just turn the refrigerator off. Okay? It'll keep it cold for that period of time. You can also, and I do this too, I have 4 of those little, I don't know what you call them, but you put them in the freezer and freeze them, and then you can put them in an ice chest if you want to cool an ice chest. I can't remember what they're called. They're little things. They're about 6 inches long, maybe an inch thick, and they got a liquid in them that freezes. But I got 4 of those in the freezer, and I just keep those in there all the time, so that way when I decide to pull, I don't have to even think about it. And I don't use a lot of freezer space anyway, so they're fine there, and then that way they keep everything that's frozen. So that works good for a trip up to about 4 hours, because I've taken 3 4-hour trips using, turning the refrigerator off. It worked okay, not a problem. Now, when you're camping, if you're dry camping, you can run the refrigerator using propane. If you run the refrigerator using 12 volt, your battery probably won't make a day and a half. But if you use propane, you can probably make 3 or 4 days before your battery is drained. And if you have solar, you can just go on and on and on, because you can recharge your battery, etc. all the time. And is the battery being charged as you're traveling? Yes. If you have the, and I found this out from Casita, if you have the refrigerator on 12 volt while you're traveling, all the energy generated from your vehicle is being used to run the refrigerator, and nothing is going to your battery. Okay? So that's your choice. Again, you can do that, but don't run your refrigerator on propane while you're traveling. It's probably against the law in most states, and it's just not a good idea. I never do it. That's up to you, though. You can. People do. A lot of people do, and they have no problem with it, but I don't. Okay, now we got by the refrigerator, and then on the right-hand side, I've got swivel chairs and a little dining table, and above that, there's some storage compartments. They're not very deep. They're about as big as a can of peas, okay? That's how deep they are, and you can put a few canned goods up there and stuff, and then I've added a little rack. There's a little wooden divider right behind one of the swivel chairs, and I've added a little 2-level rack there. It's wooden, so you can actually put wood screws on it and hold it up. And I put some stuff there that I would normally have on the dining table, and I don't have to move it when I'm traveling, etc. And that works great. And then we'll move on back into the bedroom. All around the seating in the bedroom is storage, and you can use it, of course, for whatever you want to. I have the bed down all the time. I do not have that dining table back there up. I have that bed. That's a full-time bed for me, and it's 54 by 75, I think. And that's it's plenty good. It's comfortable. The pads by themselves, the seating pads that come with the RV are okay. They're just a little hard. So I've added a little 1.5-inch pad on top of it. It's not a memory foam pad. It's a little Japanese sleeping pad. I paid about $100 for it on Amazon, and it works fine for me. Now, what else in the bedroom area? The windows are great. You got 3 large windows there, and it's a wonderful view. Wonderful. I mean, that I love that view. And the window by the dining room table is perfectly large too. I love that. The Casita is very bright on the inside, and you have a wonderful view and plenty of ventilation. You also have a Max Air 10-speed automatic fan. It also has a thermostat, which I never use. And it also has a way to manually raise and lower it if you need to. And it's wonderful. I use it quite a bit. I rarely use the Vent-A-Hood on the where the cooktop is, the 2-burner stove is, because the Max Air fan just does such a much better job, and it's much quieter, 10 times quieter. So what else can I tell you? Now we've got into the bedroom. Bed's comfortable, plenty of space. 2 people would be okay there. You just have to really like each other. What else? The kitchen sink is just one little stainless steel sink, which is fine for me. You got a 2-burner stove, fine for me. Storage underneath. I didn't get a furnace, so I've got plenty of storage underneath those 2 burners. And above I got storage, and then I did not get a microwave either. I cook in other ways. I mean, it works fine for me. In the microwave place, if you don't have a microwave, of course, there's a lot of storage, and that door that opens and closes so you can access the microwave oven is a large door, and it lays out, so if you need additional food preparation area, that works fine. I also got the sink cover, the little fiberglass plastic thing that you can buy for $25. I got that thinking I would need it. I didn't. It's in the closet. Now the cover for the oven is a must. You got to have that, because without that you're going to be, well, maybe you can make your own, whatever you want to do, but you're just saving pennies. It's only $25 or $30. So you go ahead and get that. What else can I tell you as I'm going around the RV, storage, Well, in summary, overall, I would say the Casita for one person is a 10. For 2 people, I'd give it, depends on the people, different strokes for different folks. But I would recommend that you get the Freedom, not the Freedom Deluxe like I got, but the Spirit Deluxe that has the built-in bench seats that makes into a little bed, because that could be made into an area where somebody could be laying and reading a book, and somebody else could be using the bed for whatever, taking a nap, etc. And as far as 2 people passing in that little walkway inside the Casita, you can forget that, unless you weigh about 20 pounds each, because that ain't going to happen. You're going to have to learn to do what I've heard called the Casita waltz, and that's apparently pretty easy to learn. but you're going to have to learn it. And you have to learn how to live in it. It's like any other home you've ever moved into. You got to get used to having, where's my stuff? Where did I put this? Where did I put that? And once you get over that hump, it's kind of like surfing, I guess. Once you get up on the wave, then you just ride it on in, So what else can I tell you? So we've covered entry, exit. As far as exiting, same thing. Don't bump your head. As far as in the center of the RV, inside the RV, in front of the kitchen sink, microwave, oven, I'm 6'1", I stand up straight, no problem at all. So that's great. As what else? The swivel chairs work good for me, one person. Air conditioner works great. If you have your RV like I do under a cover, that air conditioner is a little noisy. But if you have it out in the open where you're camping somewhere, it's not bad at all. Outside, now inside, the noise is not bad at all. It's okay. And but the Max Air fan is, if you're in any kind of reasonable climate with the windows open, will be all you need. And you can use that when you're boondocking, dry camping, or whatever you're going to do, and that will work great. That's a great fan. I'm glad they went to the Max Air Max fan. The 10 speed works great, and it is very, very, very quiet. Wonderful. What else can I tell you? As far as movement, in other words, once you're set up with the 2 screw down jacks down, the stability of the Casita is wonderful because that fiberglass shell is very, very, very sturdy. It's not like an aluminum frame, fiberboard stuff, regular travel trailer that you walk on and you kind of get a little movement. You get none in the Casita. It's a rock. And as far as towing, I've towed it again about 600 miles, and when I towed it from Rice, Texas back to my home base of about 200 miles, I got about 14.8 miles to the gallon. And when I towed from my home base to Victoria, Texas, I got right at 16. And then when I towed from Victoria to Three Rivers, Texas, Choke Canyon State Park, I got 17.3. And then when I towed from Choke Canyon back home, half of that being through the Texas Hill Country, I still got 17.3. So I don't know if there's something that's loosening up as you use it, that your gas mileage gets better and better. I didn't go into a headwind getting 17.3. It was a fairly calm day, and but in the Texas Hill Country, I was surprised when I got into the hills north of San Antonio that the gas mileage didn't drop. But anyway, I'll end this video now. But if you have any questions about the Casita and you're considering buying one, let me know in a comment and I'll respond. Or you can email me at rusty78609@yahoo.com. And also another thing, if you decide to buy a Casita at the manufacturing plant in Rice, Texas, be sure and let Jonathan know that you found out about the product or decided to buy the product because of one of my videos, and I get a finder's fee. It's not much, but it's like 1 penny. You do it 100 times, you got $1. So anyway, if you think about it, mention it to Jonathan at Casita. I would appreciate that. And with that in mind, I'll end the video. Good luck, you Casita small travel trailer owners. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission. It doesn't cost you 1 penny. Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk. Keep your health, because without your health, you're not going to want to go camping. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Think positive. Maintain a positive outlook, and you'll just feel better all over. Anyway, guys, enjoy your travels, and adios. Bye-bye.